an honest review about Microtech out the front pocket knife. Now, let me give you a disclaimer. I bought these knives with my own money. This is not a loaner from someone. This is not a manufacturer giving me the knife so I can give them a review. I spent close to $1,000 buying 3 Microtech knives, and I've owned them since 2016. So I want to give you an honest review, okay? I'm going to talk about the warranty process. I'm going to talk about the reality of the out the front Microtech. The UltraTech is the ones that I have had. And again, I had 3 of these. I had 2 UltraTechs and one which is called the EDX 85 or something 85, okay, which is basically 85% as long as the UltraTech. Now, the first 2 I bought that you saw pictures of were $300, about $300 each. The other one was like $250 plus, not including tax. Okay, so again, close to $1,000 that I invested into it. Now, I'm not dissing the company in any shape or fashion. I know I love to buy stuff that's made in America, okay? And I go out of my way to buy stuff that's made in America. I like to support America. But I want to give an honest review, because when someone spends $300 on a knife like Microtech, UltraTech, and before anyone else spends money, they usually do their research. And when I did my research on YouTube, there was a lot of fluff about how great these knives were. And in reality, they're amazing knives. They look beautiful, right? They look beautiful. They function beautiful. But it seems like there's basically 2 types of knife holders, right? Or, you know, the ones that buy knives and put it into a drawer and save it as collectibles or just go look at it once in a while. And the ones that actually use it in the field, okay? Now, I'm the one that buys knives. I don't care what the price is. I'm going to use it. I'm not buying it just to keep it in my closet or keep it into a box and just go look at it, right? I'm not going to spend that kind of money. If I spend $300 or $500 on a knife, I'm going to be using it. That's why I'm buying it, right? So that's what this review is coming from, is me actually using it in the field for 4 or 5 years and, you know, have wear on it. And I can tell you, if you're a type of collector, then this Microtech UltraTech or out the fronts are amazing for you, because they're beautiful. They look so awesome. You have great action on them, front, back. I mean, it fires powerfully. It's, you know, it has a great look. I mean, everything's amazing on it. When I first saw it, I fell in love with it. It was very nice in the hand, okay? But if you're going to be using it in the field, those knives are, I should say, horrible. What do I mean? Like, I've been using the Microtech in the field, like when I take my kids out and we're doing a 100-mile bicycle tour, or we're going out to the park, or we're going to the picnic, or we're going camping, right? And, you know, let's say we're cutting watermelon, or we're cutting, you know, mangoes or apples or whatever it is, right, that I'm cutting when I'm processing food for the family to cut apples or whatever, then the Microtech out the front UltraTech is horrible. Even if you wipe it off like I do and clean it, end of the day, the debris will get inside of it, and eventually it was not going to fire like it did. And if you wash it, and the problem is if you try to wash the inside of it, and I tried to do that with one of the knives because I had 2 of them, the same, you know, UltraTech. One, you know, I washed, the other one I just wiped off. And the one that I watched, the spring, the coil inside, you know, eventually rusted and broke. I had to send it in for repairs. Well, I'll get into that a little bit, the repair part, the warranty part of Microtech. But, you know, if you're in the boot camp of using your knives and you want to get a Microtech out the front, UltraTech, then it probably may not be, you know, a good option for some people that are going to actually use it. Because if you're going to actually use it, you're going to find a lot of problem with it, especially if you're processing food, you know, like apples and watermelons and, you know, whatever. If you're cutting into food, you know, which one of the reasons I have a knife is because, you know, we love watermelon, we go camping, we go ride our bikes, we do long tours with my kids, and, you know, I'm chopping up that food that we brought or we hauled with us, and the out the front is, you know, with the Microtech is horrible, okay, because it it clogs it up no matter how greatly you wipe it off. Now, some people are going to say, Mike, you got to wipe it off. Well, no shit, I do wipe it off, right? You know, I'm not going to invest $300 in a knife and now wipe it off and take care of it, right? I'm going to take care of my tool. But even with that, there's stuff that's going to get inside of it, you know what I'm saying, that you can't do anything about because the way of the mechanism, the way of the physics of the device. So I personally would not buy another Microtech out the front. I was very, very disappointed with it. You know, again, I bought 3. I spent almost $1,000, and you know, and I'm not gonna buy it anymore out the front. I may try their, you know, maybe another automatic, you know, from the side or something. But at this point, you know, I spent a lot of money, and you know, I wasn't happy with the product because it kept having to go to the warranty. Now, on the other hand, if you're a collectible, you like to collect them, or you don't really use them, you're just going to have it in your pocket for just self-defense only, or if you just have it in your pocket or in your drawer and you just like to show it off, then it's a beautiful knife and it may work for you perfectly. But for someone that wants to go use it, actually use the knife. Not some people buy their knife, they never use it. You know, I'm not going to be like that. Just like my cars. If I buy a car, I'm going to put 100,000 miles on it because I buy the car fucking new. I'm going to use it, right? You know, I'm not going to just put money into it and, you know, not use it, right? And let the depreciation be the only factor. I'm going to use it. But here's a good thing with Microtech. So we saw the negative part of it, which is like if you're using it, it may not be the good knife for you, okay? If you're just collecting in your drawers or your collectible, is a perfect knife for you. It's a beautiful knife. But one of the good things with Microtech is that it does hold its value. For example, when I bought these 3 knives, 2 of them I sold, okay? One, I bought them roughly about $300. One, I got $200 from it, and the other one I got $165 from it, okay? So after having it for 4 years and actually using it, you know, like putting little scars and dings in it and stuff like that on the exterior from normal wear and tear, again, I was able to recoup, you know, 50% to 70% of my money when I sold it on the secondary market, which is pretty amazing because I have other knives that don't hold their value at all. People don't even want to buy them, give you 20 bucks for it. So when it comes to selling, there's a lot of demand for it. I guess people are like me. When I saw Microtech, I decided to watch some YouTube videos, and the guys on YouTube sold me on it. So I invested, like, you know, I bought them all at one time. I didn't wait. I just bought like 1 and I bought 2 more. You know, I was like, hell yeah. And before I started using them, like a year went by, I was like, oh shit, man, I just made a lot of mistake, man. I shouldn't have bought these knives. Now, if your only intention is defense, then, you know, go ahead. That's going to work for you. If you're not going to use your knife for processing, cutting stuff, you know, things that are sticky, and then, you know, it may work for you. But if you're going to process food with it, if you're going to use it every day, then, you know, definitely not. The other problem I had was with the LMAX is the steel started rusting, okay? And I thought that was pretty crazy, and I had to send it in, and they had to take the rust away. The other thing I didn't like about the Microtech was that the paint that's on the knife, because I got one that was all blacked out, and, you know, it just came off so fast. Like, you know, by me just cutting into a line, the paint just came off. It like dissolved, you know, which is crazy. So I thought, man, I would not buy another Microtech. Now, since that time, I bought maybe 5 or 6 other knives, but they were never Microtech. You know, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be willing to spend that kind of money on a knife and it not being functional for me. Okay, now let's talk about the warranty. You know, the warranty, they say it's a lifetime warranty, and with one of my knives, which is that black one, I had to send it in like 3 times for them to get it right because it didn't work. I think the spring broke or got rusted or whatever. I had to send it in. They send it back. They send it back after like 2 or 3 days. The spring broke. It didn't work. I had to send it in again. Then they send it back. Didn't work, but it wasn't 100%. Like every time I fired it, it didn't always go out. And I could have sent it back, but I was like, man, this sucks, dude, because I spent so much money on the damn product. I send it in. They didn't fix it the first time. I sent it again. They sent it back the second time. They fixed it 90%, 80%, somewhere between there. Now, on behalf of Microtech, you know, on the second time I mailed it in, they paid for the shipping. The first time I had to pay for it. But end of the day, man, you know, I was happy to sell it. I was like, man, I mean, because, man, it was just sitting in my closet. I wasn't using them because, like, every day I use my knives. And what's the point of having a knife that you can't really use besides for self-defense? So, like, if you want to, like, prowl something or you want to cut into food or, you know, you can't do that because the knife breaks. So this is not a diss on Microtech. They have beautiful knives. I love made in America knives. You know, I'm sure some of the other ones, maybe the Halo one, I have this problems because it's manually loaded. So this is not a diss, but I just want to bring the other side of the story because of with Microtech. Many people don't listen to the YouTube videos, and I'm not dissing anybody else, but they sell them on the Microtech, and you know, and end of the day, it's not as good as, you know, I'm paying $300 for. I don't think for, unless I'm just going to have a one-dimensional use for it, which is, for example, you know, self-defense. But if I want to do it for anything else, those out the fronts just really suck, in my opinion. But this is not a diss to Microtech. You know, I like their company. I like their design. Their warranty, you know, was good. They were responsive. You know, every time they send me my knife back, they did give me a free gift, you know, where like this little shield where I could put on my shirt or jacket. So that was awesome, you know. So this is not a diss, but this is like, you know, kind of like, hey, disclaimer, if you're going to get your Microtech and you're going to do any kind of like real world use with it besides like stabbing or something, then you may want to really think about it, because if anything you're using can get inside of it or stick to it, and you know, it's very hard to get that stuff out of there. It's also very hard to clean the knife, and from my experience, the warranty, they'll send it back to you and they'll keep going at it, but you know, they're not going to nail it the first time I send it out to them. And out of the 3 knives, I only had to send out 1. Well, the first one, the 85, you know, I bought it from PK Vegas, and I think that guy sold me a fake Microtech, okay? Because less than 1 week, it broke on me, okay? Like the spring broke, and I sent it to him, and then he kept the knife, and he wanted to keep my money as well. I did a video about that, so don't use that guy. Don't use that business, guys. But so the first one, I'm not sure if it was fake or not, but it was an 85. It broke in like less than 10 days, guys, okay? The second one, which is the black one, it broke eventually, maybe like a year and a half into it, and I had to send it in, and it never got it back. The green one, I didn't ever use it for food. That one didn't break, and you know, but I sold it because I had no use for it, because I really couldn't use it for what I bought it for. So I hope that helps some of you guys. I'm not dissing on Microtech. I think, you know, I love American-made companies, but I would not invest my money into it. Now, what have I been buying? Well, what I've been buying is Benchmade, you know, and this is not a sponsor by Benchmade either. I spend my own money buying it, and you know, the past 3 or 4 knives that I bought from Benchmade are very good. Their warranty's been good. You know, if something changes, I will let you guys know. They're not paying me in any shape or fashion. You know, I don't use the sponsors. You know, I buy stuff with my own money, so I can give you guys an honest review. That's why I'm called Mr. No Fluff. You know, if I bow down to people and take their money, then I got to give them a butterfly flowery review. Where if I spend my own money, I can give an honest review. And guys, I spent $900,000 Microtech out the front, Ultratech. I wouldn't buy it again. I would buy maybe, you know, a different company, you know, for 1/3 of the price, and probably get something that's, you know, you're probably not gonna get the best deal ever like LMAX, but you know, you'll save yourself money. But if your intention is not to ever process food, never get the knife wet, then, you know, then it may work greatly for you. If you want to put it in your collection box, it will work greatly for you. If you just want to keep it in your little drawer, it'll work greatly for you. If you like just to show it off, it works greatly for you. If you wanted to have it as your everyday use, for me, it didn't work. I can't tell it for you. Guys, thanks for watching. Click the like button. Let me know if you have Microtech. Let me know your thoughts, and let me know your opinions. Peace.